Today, a friend of this channel left a message on this YouTube page which talked about how suggested that, maybe I should be more serious when I talk about these episodes of black on white crime, black mob violence, and black criminality wildly out of proportion. And she said my tone sometimes, because I like to draw attention to how ridiculous the people are who not just commit these crimes, but especially the people who are in denial, deceit, and delusion. I like to draw attention to how ridiculous they are. Okay, but you know what? This person, these people on the channel who wanted me to be more high-minded, this one is for you. And how could you be more high-minded than New Yorker magazine? It was just a year or so ago when Evan Osnos declared that the Donald Trump was a fake, the knockout game doesn't exist. And he got the journalistic superstar Evan Osnos even buttressed his claim that the knockout game doesn't exist by finding the academic superstar, a guy named Professor Mike King, who said, no, he looked high, he looked low, couldn't find one case of this crazy old knockout game. They went on to say Colin Flaherty talked about the knockout game in his self-published book by white nationalist. One, my book was not self-published. Thank you very much. Two, he was talking about White Girl Bleed a lot, and where I did talk, I was the first one to talk about the knockout game. And two, the White Girl Bleed a lot did very well and still does very well on all the Amazon bestseller lists. Thank you very much. And three, he said I was a white nationalist, which isn't even close to being true. I mean, if I'm a white nationalist, kind of behave rather strangely for a white nationalist. I mean, who's done more about black on Asian violence, black on Hispanic, and especially curiously, who's done more about black on Jewish violence? Nobody. So that was, the funny thing is, and here we're going to draw the conspiracy, last summer, Obama went to, I think, Hyannisport, and he went to a bookstore, as he does, buy some books. He even bought a book from, the latest offering from this journalistic superstar, Evan Osnos, who just can't seem to get anything right. But in keeping in with the academic and high-minded nature of this particular, video segment we're doing here, I thought I'd offer up a little poem by Hugh Mearns called Antagonish. Subtitle, I met a man who wasn't there. So this is for you, Evan Osnos and Mike King. Yesterday upon the stair, I met a man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. I wish he'd go away. When I came home last night at 3, the man was waiting there for me. But when I looked around the hall, I couldn't see him there at all. Go away, don't you come back anymore. Go away, and please don't slam the door. Slam! Last night I saw upon the stair a little man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. Oh, how I wish he'd go away. That pretty much sums up Evan Osnos, Mike King, and lots of other people who look at the knockout game and will jump through a million hoops in an effort to prove that what we've seen on video, what we've seen on hundreds of videos, hundreds of stories all over the country, is a plain old fact. The latest coming from good old Queens, New York.
Police are searching for the man who attacked a woman in Queens, and we learned overnight it may not be his first assault. Today in New York's Catherine Craig's right now in Little Neck with what we were in just really a couple of hours ago.
Right, exactly, Michael. New overnight, police released some images of the suspect, also a getaway car. First, we want to tell you that this is where the attack happened. Residential neighborhood, some businesses down the street. The woman ended up in the hospital. She's 60 years old. She suffered a cut to her head. Again, new overnight, police released some of these images of the suspect and that getaway car. The suspect stole the victim's purse, which had $15 in it. The 111 precinct investigating what happened here. The suspect attacked the 60-year-old woman in the area of where we are, Marathon Parkway and Northern Boulevard. It happened Sunday, 7:45 in the morning. The attack follows a crime spree in the Forest Hills area in January and February, during which the suspect would sneak up on older women, hit them over the head at least once, if not several times. One woman was left unconscious. The suspect would then take off with their belongings, cash, mobile phones, jewelry. At this point, police are not yet saying definitively if the same man is responsible for all of the attacks, but investigators are certainly looking into that possibility. The woman attacked here, Michael, in the Marathon Parkway area, again, ended up in the hospital. She had a cut to the head. We're waiting to find out her exact condition.
If you define something narrowly enough, you can define anything out of existence. And that's the definition they use of the knockout game, which has to proceed along a certain number of rules. You have to say certain things, do certain things, and you can't do other things. And that's the knockout game. My definition of the knockout game is when you beat the hell out of somebody just for the hell of it. And so when you see a case like this, and the overwhelming number of cases we document are black versus white, Asian, gay, young, old, straight, transgender. Do they leave out any groups? And so this knockout game is a black thing. A little hard for Mr. Evan Osnos to get his arms around that. You know, I've actually been in the offices of the New Yorker. It's pretty nice up there. It's in the World Trade Tower. It's up like they're on the 40th something floor, 35th floor. And you go into their cafeteria has basically the nicest view of Manhattan you can imagine. So maybe that's the way it looks when you're up there 40 stories above the ground. But down here in real life, where real people are getting bonked on the head, where black criminality and black on white hostility is wildly out of proportion, maybe we see it a little differently than Mr. Evan Osnos, aka The Jerk, sees it. Maybe we're just a little bit less worried down here about making the black kids angry.